Morning, it's Barbara Borck-Hart, and we're in my studio once again. Spring has come, the flowers are out, and it's almost really warm. The magnolias are budding, the weeping willow's leaves are opening. We've had crocus, we have daffodils. It feels really terrific outside. And I wanted to share that feeling with you, and I'm doing a floral scene. What I have started is a scene from Italy. It is an archway into a garden where we are going to go through and into. Right now this is the underneath part. It's a very thin wash. It's blocked in, basically so you know where the doorway is. But I do think the doorway is going to change. It's too frontal. I'm going to either tilt it this way or that way and fool around with it and see what happens. Here are some flowers climbing up the wall over here. There's a vine going up here. I'm not really sure what's doing down here yet, but I want you to have this excitement about going through the doors to see what's on the other side. Sort of in, there is a reflection on here of the door that's opened, coming from the back where there's light obviously hitting it. The flowers are going up. There's a walkway in here. You come in here, you go up a step, and then you go into an inner courtyard, and there's flowers pulling you around. So you get this swooping round effect, and you'll notice that everything isn't really parallel to the bottom of the canvas. It's a little bit more interesting if it's tweaked a little, so I sort of massaged it so that you get the feeling of sort of being in the center, but then something's a little bit off, which just makes it more interesting for me to paint. Anyway, the plants are pulling you up. It is very bright. It is noon. There is really a lot of sun out, and some of the light is bouncing off the flowers, changing the color. This is coming forward. There are some flowers that are in a recessed area pushing back. So those will appear darker, almost brown in color, compared to the ones that are in full sunlight. Now this is kind of empty over here. There'll probably be a couple of pots, either down here or over here. I haven't decided yet. And then we've got to work in what's going on inside, in back of the doors. That's inviting you to go in. It is. Now, it is an entranceway into a special place, which you get a glimpse of. What I've done is tilted the doorway a little and left one door open so you can see something that looks very inviting and warm and heat-filled and sunlight-filled. Inside it looks like an open atrium inside the doorways. And before you go into the doorways, there are flowers pulling you around. So you get this slight little tilt here, so it's not directly frontal to you. And then the plants pull you up and around and down into the potted plants down here. Now, what I have done is there's more sunlight on this side facing the closed door. This one is sort of in shadow in here and pulls you in. You can see a reflection of the light off the door over in here. Now I'm going to go in for a close-up so you get a better idea of what the paint looks like on the surface of the canvas. We're starting on the bottom, left-hand corner, with the pots out in the full sunlight. And then we're going up to the top part of the canvas where the flowers are really very loosely suggested. There's a lot of contrast between thick and thin paint on the surface of the painting. I'm taking you across the top to the right-hand side where the images are not very defined. They're like big blobs of color that when you pull back from them, take on the shape of the flower. Your eye puts it together and it becomes a flower. Here's the leaves. We're going all the way down to the bottom. Here's the bottom of the canvas. My signature is in there that you can barely see. We're going to cross the stone steps and then go up. There's another bunch of small terracotta pots holding flowers. And we're going right up the middle into the open doorway. This is very loosely suggested. They're wiggles. They're like little blurs on the canvas. Some of it's very thin, some of it's a little thicker. And I'm going to pull back. And the structure of the doors is something to push against with all the flowers and the activity going on the outside. Here's the whole painting again. I hope you enjoyed it and come back to view another one.